What's up, Renegade fam? I'm Emilio.
And this is Rachel with the Relationship Renegades here in London.
Oh my gosh. So we are going to be telling you today.
We're talking about how to know if you're with the right partner or not.
Yes. So we're in Hyde Park right now. Very deep question. We're in Hyde Park right now. We just saw Buckingham Palace here in London. We're headed to Big Ben, then Covent Park, and then we're going to get some curry, maybe some fish and chips.
Yeah, definitely some fish and chips.
Yeah.
All right,
Tell them though, babe.
Into the question. We're doing this question here because I was actually in London previously with a different relationship, and in that relationship I was constantly questioning if it was the right person or not, and I was always wondering, like, is this my partner? Is there someone better out there for me? And here's a big powerful thing that I learned: if you're questioning that all the time, probably not the right person. And deep down I knew that. I knew that because I was still looking for attention other places. I was still doing things and doing things that I'm not proud of because I wasn't fulfilled in that relationship, and that part of my soul knew it wasn't right. So I would do things to sabotage it, and then I would wonder why I was so miserable, and I would run through this park and literally cry and wish and pray that my relationship could be better and that I could find my person, but I wouldn't let that other person go. Because I was like, well, I'm too scared to break up with them, and I don't want to be alone, and what if I'm wrong? What if he was the right person? Oh man,
get in your head.
So in my head all the time.
And for me, I mean, the same thing. I been in many toxic relationships, kind of the same situation as Rachel. Always really dating the potential of a person. I really wanted to be able to say oh, okay, this person will soon change. Oh, this week she'll change. Next month she'll change. Okay, maybe we won't get into fights one of these days. When we found each other, Rachel and I, things were easy.
Man, we didn't have any of that.
Things were flowing.
So flowing, so
things
fun.
Things were peaceful, playful, fully alive.
It was.
And I'm like, wait, it was almost kind of like, is this normal?
Is this okay?
Yeah, is this okay?
That's a whole different video.
It's a whole nother video. By the way, we made that video. Go check that one out.
Ultimately, you end up self-sabotaging things, even if it's so good, because your nervous system is based on that. But if you want to learn more about that, go to another video.
But here's the thing, though. It's look, I love Ted Lasso said this one time. He says, even the hard things are easy when you're with the right person. And when we were watching Ted Lasso and we heard that, I was like, when we're going through some hard stuff, it's still easy. Why? Because we're both committed to growth. Because we both know that if I get triggered, then it's the man in the mirror. If Rachel gets triggered by something that I say or do or anybody, she knows it's her. But we're both here when that happens to create a safe space where we feel safe, seen, heard, and loved. That's one of the many principles at Relationship Renegades.
And here's the thing, it's there's always going to be challenges in life, in relationships, but when you are with an aligned partner, and here's a big thing too that I learned, it's not about good or bad or right or wrong. I was with a lot of really good men, but we weren't aligned. So everything that we were going through felt so hard, to the point where I was like, it shouldn't be this hard.
You guys are just speaking different languages.
Different languages.
You guys are on different paths.
Literally, it's as if I was speaking English and they were speaking French, and we were wondering why we couldn't understand each other.
It was probably Mandarin and Spanish, though.
Probably was, yes.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
But if you're struggling with that, I hope that you really take some time for you, really journal it out. This is not for anyone else to tell you, but for you. But I think most of the time, deep down when we're in those situations, we know. I knew, I was just too scared to face it, because I knew that if I really faced it, that meant that I had to end the relationship, and then I had to go through this whole healing process, and then I had to be alone, and I didn't want to be alone, and just all this deep stuff that we go really into in our Higher Love online program.
Check that out.
And events and all that stuff. So definitely, if you're in that situation, I really hope that you check out our program, because I wish I had that program when I was going through the really challenging situations that I went through. But ultimately, the answer to that question is, if you're questioning it all the time, probably not the right one. And yes, relationships do take work, and yes, there are challenges, but it shouldn't feel so hard all the time. It shouldn't.
And that's when we're about the proactive approach to healthy, peaceful, playful, fully alive relationships. Now, on the flip side of things, this is when you're getting into relationships, when you're single trying to get into relationships. If you're married, or if you're in a relationship now and you've been here for a few years, look, a lot of times we all come with baggage. We all have gone through stuff in our lives. We all have traumas that we may have not processed yet. We don't know how. Maybe we don't want to look there and all this kind of stuff. So look, if you're in a relationship and things are like this, but you both are committed to look, I want to change. You want to change as well. Okay, we're in this. We've been here for a long time, and we really do want this. If you try therapy, if you try a coach, if you try programs and retreats and start to get to work, and you guys are holding a space where you guys feel both safe, seen, heard, and loved, and then you guys are starting to grow, you guys are starting to see results, you guys are starting to see progress, you guys are, you girls and guys, all of you all, you're starting to see change, then keep moving forward.
Yeah.
But it's that if one person just doesn't want to change, doesn't want to grow, doesn't want to show up, well, that's a red flag. Yeah, that's not who you want to be with.
That's a big red flag.
So I think I'll leave it there, right?
Yeah, but I love that you brought that up, because there's lots of different chapters and phases of life, and we are definitely not saying if you've been in a long relationship for a long time and it's starting to get rocky and you're starting to feel these questions, but you haven't done anything to work on it, then
that's probably why.
Yeah, not listen to what I said before, because that message really is for people who aren't in a relationship yet and are really questioning in the dating process, is this the right person or not, if they're questioning that all the time. So again, this is a deep topic. We could go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever again. Yes. If you have questions, please leave them below. If you know someone that you think might need to hear this video, please share us with them. And please, again, I can't stress this enough, ask questions. Ask us questions, because we'll do more videos for specifically those questions for you. We want to hear from you. We want to help you. That's the whole reason why we created Relationship Renegades, because we both had so much pain and frustration and struggle around this exact topic.
We did. Well, we are at the end of the park. We love you.
We love you.
And click the link, share it if you feel this helped. And let us know any specific questions, because when you get specific, that's where we can really help and say, oh, this situation, and provide some principles, some tools, some resources, some tips and tricks, so that you can have a more peaceful, playful, fully alive relationship, not only with yourself, others, your romantic relationships, but also the world around us. Yes. Like, it's such a beautiful place, and we want you to be able to feel that fully.
To fully experience it. Because when you're in those hard situations where you're questioning everything, you can't see clearly.
Yeah.
Like, you could be in the most beautiful place, but because internally you are struggling, and you won't be able to experience the world in its beauty, in its fullness. And that's what we want for everyone.
What we want for you.
All right,
we love you.
We're just going to keep talking forever, so we got to go. We got to go. Bye, guys.